PBS, motherfucking live.
Kids.
Live. We're live here.
We are.
Back at the Capitol Factory.
Thanks for telling me that we're
701
live.
Brazos.
So now I know to retweet it.
Yeah, there might be some plebs stuck in the elevator.
Uh-oh. Plebs in the elevator.
Yeah, that's never a good thing.
Love it and not love it. Oh, shit, I
yeah,
saw.
Yeah. People are trying to get up. You guys looking at that? Somebody, please help them. There's plebs in the elevator.
Plebs in the elevator.
Okay. Keep Austin Pleb, the only chat that should be known to man. You in that chat?
Keep Austin Pleb?
Oh, there's nothing in there?
What?
Oh, maybe it was Alex. It's probably Alex.
Are you making a fake bit?
A fake what? No, there is no such thing as fake bits. It's all real. Can you message Alex?
Reading messages from 20 plus minutes ago.
Probably. I'm one of the busiest men in Bitcoin. It's truth. How was your week, Phil?
Oh, man. Today, I recorded a 5.5-hour podcast.
Really? With who?
Joaquin Flores.
Who's Joaquin Flores?
He's a geopolitical analyst. We talked about Russia, Ukraine, globalism.
Wow.
It was intense, dude. We just talked about like political theory, and I don't know how I'm gonna drop it, honestly. Like, do I just put it out all like one? Because I'm gonna do the video thing too, and my hip flexors are paying for it because I'm just sitting for like 5 straight hours. But I don't know if I'm gonna divvy it up into like 5 different episodes that are separate because we cover like 5 different topics, and it's just insane. But yeah.
Man, that's at the Phil Sue podcast? Boy Named Sue?
A boy? What do that? Do what to it?
Is it the Boy Named Sue podcast?
Yes, it's a Boy Named Sue podcast.
Boss.
Sue is
do you
PSU.
get lightning tips on that or no?
No, it's on the Lightning Wallet podcast catchers.
And just like load it up there. It's free.
Shouldn't it be? Oh, well, I guess I can.
I hope
Are they sponsoring us now?
No, they're not.
Oh.
It'd be cool though.
Oh, hey, Fountain. I'm just kidding.
Also,
I'm wearing in honor of the new Bitcoin meme, the rock or the stone for digital stonings of stupidity on Twitter. I wore my Rolling Stone shirt, the greatest American band of all time.
I love that shirt.
So, if you know, you know.
American flag, or is that a Cuban flag?
It's the American flag.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because they're the greatest American band of all time.
Like a Cuban flag from my angle.
The Rolling Stones.
Dude, you been working out or no?
A little. What have I? Yeah, kettlebell swings, some rows.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Your chicken's doing good?
We got. Did I tell y'all that we have additional 4 new chickens? We had 2. And now.
You said 2 of them died.
No, one of them died. One of them got mauled by a possum, and Jason picked some up at like the department store, and he bought 4 chicks. I talked about this last week. But,
you did.
But
last week.
We don't know if they're hens or cocks.
We got a pretty good size audience this week.
We do.
We actually have a guest coming on today. That's kind of cool.
They're very boisterous.
But
No, I don't care about the guest. No, I don't care about them or the. I care about you, Carr. What have you done?
Oh, what did I do this week?
Your week has been quite the week.
2 weeks in a row. Bitch has been running, dude. We had the hackathon, ran to that. Kyle was tired. He took a break on Monday. I had to keep going. I did a lot. We put out a lot of media. Me and Remy came out there. We punched out a lot of media. Stayed up till like 5 in the morning editing all the content. It was tough. And then on Monday we had to go back TFTC at Bitcoin Commons, and then start recording with Marty. Marty had like all these heavy hitters there this week. So NVK. That was, if you plebs go watch the NVK episode, that was amazing. And then last night I was about to leave. Finally, it was like Thursday. And then Parker Lewis asked Carr if he could help with the sound, so I had to help with the sound. Nice. So it's just a lot of work, man.
I didn't go to the meetup last night, and I feel stupid.
Where do you think Logan's at right now? Logan's over there doing some recordings at Bitcoin Commons because...
Oh, he is?
I need a break, dude. Like, I couldn't do it. I was just tired, awesome. Dude. It's like two weeks straight, no days off.
Wow.
Done. Kyle, how was your week?
It's gonna pay off.
Good, ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Murphy.
Oh,
they
don't care.
It's also been a long week in a different way. I
I was actually at the hackathon all weekend long, which was probably less work in the later hours than some of your like post production talking about the events that kept you up into the early morning
Oh,
hours.
here, watch out. Jay was moving.
Yeah, that's because I'm pushing it away with my feet. But it was a rough weekend.
Yeah, it was
just like a
tough.
lot of fucking Fiat foods,
It was a lot of fun though.
Fiat hours, just and way too much coffee. So my body just like kind of got beat up, and then this week I was just fucked up. I woke up Monday morning and I was just a complete shit show. So it took me like 2 days just to kind of start feeling semi-normal again, and then on the second day when I started feeling a little bit better, I fucked my back up somehow.
Oh no.
So then I spent another 2 days recovering from
Are you
that.
sleeping on the floor, or
I have always kind of slept on the floor.
I thought you slept on a futon?
Yeah, it's a 4-inch thick mattress that lays
that's not
directly on
sleeping
the floor.
I sleep on the floor. My back's been great, dude.
That's good.
Took me the first month and a half.
I
Couldn't
mean,
do it.
it has less to do with where I sleep and more to do with the fact that I just fucked it up at the gym, and then
Okay.
and then I re-aggravated it somehow, just like sitting having a conversation to Alex, and I was just like sitting in the chair, and it was like that same muscle that I pulled at the gym, like I just felt it like tighten back up again, and this time it was like 5x as bad as it was when I damaged
no.
it
You
at the
still
gym.
working out with Nate, or no?
I am, yeah.
Are you stretching like every time?
No, I need to be doing much more stretching.
It's a bitch. Like that's what always gets me out of commission.
Yeah. The more lifting I've been doing, the like more my body is like demanding that I start doing more cardio and more flexibility stuff.
Yes.
And I haven't been doing more of either of those. I just keep doing more lifting. So I'm getting big as shit, but I'm also becoming like really immobile, which is a bit of a problem. So I'm
Yes.
gonna actually have to start working on that. I got some plans this weekend to kind of start kickstarting that routine.
So how do you do that without like cutting? Because you don't want to cut, do you? Or what stage are you in right now?
I am in.
Is that a cake?
It's
Yeah,
it's
I
a
was-
Is
pie.
that your birthday cake?
It is my birthday cake.
Oh, boss.
Is it cake or
Where'd you
pie?
get that
Because you
from?
grabbed a
the
piece.
the
That was at
pie's
John's.
gone.
Oh wait, was there a pie on the cake?
There was like 1/8 of a pie
You
left,
carried it
and
from
I
John's
ate the
house?
whole entire 1/8 of a pie.
Nice.
Yeah, I ate the slice of pie like it was a slice of pizza. It was 1/8 of a pie, and I ate
Wow.
the whole thing like a single
I
slice
never
of
got
pizza.
a piece of that cake.
Dude, you should sometime for your birthday or whatever occasion go to Central Market or Whole Foods and buy yourself like an 8-inch like tiramisu. I did that for like
Do
my
they sell
20th
tiramisu
birthday.
there at Central Market?
They sell it like
it
anything
good, though?
gourmet. Yeah.
It's like my favorite one.
It depends like how
like-
rich you want it, but if you could just have like a self-serve cake, I mean, you feel like a piece of shit, but it's fun.
I feel like a piece of shit just after eating that 1/8 of a pecan pie just now. It's
Well,
like,
you go to Voodoo Donuts by yourself and eat
no,
in agony.
no, that's not true.
Voodoo Donuts is overrated.
It is
It
overrated.
is
Their
overrated.
donuts are not very good. They're too expensive.
How much are they?
I don't know. Too much money.
In sacks?
Not worth.
Just go to Shipley's and get the cream-filled
Thank
egg
you.
whites.
I just get the collages, the Shipley's.
Yeah.
It's because you're Texan. Born and
I
bred.
prefer cake donuts over
You.
like Krispy Kreme style, like melt in your mouth.
You know
just
what
pure
you would
sugar.
probably
Yeah.
like, Phil? The Round Rock one.
I don't know what
You know
that is.
giant one?
I've never.
Yeah, they have the Round Rock donuts. It's like a whole thing.
I know it's a thing.
Tourists
I,
go there and stuff to see the big old
mean,
donut.
maybe.
Yeah.
He's not really a Fiat food connoisseur.
But he likes
I wouldn't
sugary
think.
stuff.
I mean, who
I
doesn't?
have a problem with sugary foods. I need to get back on the carnivore diet. I was my best version of myself when I first got to Texas and
Yeah,
was
so I'm eating-
actually
so I'm eating
participating
fish.
carnivore.
Except not
Okay.
fried and battered.
Yeah, but I'm eating fish because there's no.
I say as
No
I
meat today.
stare violently at the man who's just like eating a giant tray of cake out in the audience. Like I should
Man,
just get back to
what a
eating meat.
badass. I can't.
I see
Yeah,
you with your
Tristan's over
cake.
there.
Cake should only be
giving everybody
eaten. Cake should only be eaten frozen. Cake, like as it's served by itself, is a shit coin. I just hate the texture. It changes like it's a world of difference when it's frozen.
I've actually never been a huge fan of cake either. Like I never liked cake growing up. Like my mom used to get donuts for my birthday because I was like, fuck
Nice.
cake.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like
Ice cream cake is also amazing. Yes.
ice cream
Ice
cake.
cream cake? Have you ever had the Dairy Queen?
Ice cream cake's the
Pretty
one
good.
cake I prefer not frozen. I like it to just be room temperature.
And melted.
Yeah.
That way it's like a tres leche.
It's
Oh, look at you. You know what's up.
I like to drink my birthday cake.
Yeah. Just the sugar just hits you all at once and just liquefied.
You know, like the worst
insulin.
You know what, like the worst Mexican like fucking cake is? Flan.
That's not cake. That's like
What is
pudding.
it? Yeah, it tastes nasty.
It's like Jello.
I hate it, dude. They used to serve it when I was a kid. I'd be like, fuck that.
Flan's great.
Get that fiat flan out of here.
I'm
and I
starting
hate
to
the
like.
name too. It's just flan.
I don't know
Get us
how
a
we.
flan.
I don't
It's
know
like,
how
what?
we
No,
ended
get the
up
flan out of here.
working with
Get the
someone
flan
like
out of here,
Keon,
that's what I
but
say.
he is a total disaster of a human being.
Who?
Keon?
Oh, is
this,
he our,
this
he's
man?
our-
This
Well,
man?
don't- You're
this
ruining
man,
our first guest.
This man, I didn't say anything about your first guest. You did. I'm simply saying that I don't know how we worked with Keon or how we got like landed in a business partnership with this guy because I think he might be Satan. He might be
Great-
like
great
he's
segue.
literally he's literally he's
well,
like
no, just
he's,
come in.
he's the
Kyle.
he's like this he's what's the name of the child of Lucifer?
Let him defend
he's
himself.
like. He's like, okay, so it's like the new Batman movie, terrible. The Matrix 4, great. Flan, excellent. It's one of my favorite desserts. Like, what a weirdo.
I didn't say it was my favorite. I just like it.
I mean, he can like whatever he likes.
Except
But-
for the Matrix 4. How do you like that?
I don't know how he liked Matrix
That's
4.
so bad.
I think the audience would agree that Matrix 4.
I don't think anybody
I don't
loved
think
the
anybody
Matrix
liked
4.
Matrix 4.
I didn't see it because
You're literally the only one that I know that liked Matrix 4.
I thought it was good. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the best movie ever, but
You gave it 6 out of 10?
I feel like it really did a fourth movie better than I've seen in any other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have
nobody
to
can-
come over here if you want to talk.
Yeah, no, anyways. So, let's move on because we all know that the
I like how
Matrix...
Kyle's like not moving from the guest chair.
We're not going to discuss the Matrix 4, and the guest chair is... Keon can come in if he wants. He can... I want them first movie Matrix pilled. I want them to stay as far away as possible from the Matrix 4. Yeah, dude. So I guess the answer to the question, how was my week? My week was pretty good. Mostly recovery, and then Bit Devs and Bitcoin Takeover for Thursday, Friday, which I think were two pretty excellent events this week. Bitcoin.
Cool.
I got a hug from Jack Mahlers. That was my favorite thing.
You got a hug from Jack Mahlers?
Yeah.
Maybe he's the one that
He
gave you the back
gave
problem.
me a reach around, and he said,
Gave you a reach around?
yeah, he said, hello, it's been a while, how have you been? He whispered it in my ear, very sexual-like.
That's amazing. Was he wearing a what?
He was wearing
Teddy
his
bear.
teddy bear sweater hoodie, yeah. It was adorable. It was adorable, and
That's
I appreciated
interesting.
it. Jack, I love you too.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Odell during the day before our HR. He's like, "What's up, car?" And then like after the initial like, "What's up, car?" it was like right back to like, "Let's just get the shit done." And then Odell was like, "Fuck you, car." I got like 2 "fuck you" cars from Odell today or the other day. It was great. It's a term of endearment when
you say
Odell
so.
tells you "fuck you."
He's never told me fuck you.
That's because he
but-
doesn't like you.
Okay.
Hey, there he goes.
More
Even
audience
more
members.
Hey.
Look at that. It's popping. Yeah, we had
Yes,
to start.
sir.
But
some
yeah,
cake.
it's been a good week to
Just
see
to be-
everybody
I-
come
I-
in and everybody like saying hi and
I would like to
Yeah,
clarify,
I love
Jack
everybody
Mahlers did
that's-
not give me a reach
that's
around.
come.
This is just so it's on the record. I'm just kidding. Yeah, the whole like probably
Yeah,
like the whole like
I
one
don't
person
think anybody
who's normally
believed you.
watching our show who's actually in the audience
think
today.
anybody
So
believed
it's
you.
like just to clarify the 0 people that are
No.
probably watching. It's like no, it was
Actually,
just
we had, like,
it was a
20 people
normal
watching.
everyday like how have you been kind of hug, not like a sexually explicit hug.
Yeah, that's what I-
We're not here to me too, Jack Mallers.
Okay. Yet.
wow, that sounded spicy. You got a spicy take on that, Phil?
What are you doing?
There
Like
we
some
go.
kind of strange new cocktail again? No, you like going back and forth
I-
with Diet
I'm-
Coke and
Sparkling water.
strawberry
I
water.
can't have it.
Do you know about strawberry water?
what? Tell me about strawberry
Do you
water,
know how,
car.
do you know how they?
I mean, Kyle, what the fuck your name is?
do you know how they flavor strawberry drinks?
The tears of strawberries.
No, not the tears of strawberries. It
The
comes.
semen of birds.
You're getting closer.
the semen of
No, it's not semen.
the urine of
Nope. Comes from another part of the body that
the
excretes.
earwax,
Nope.
the snot,
Nope.
the vagina.
It's very. You're getting closer again. It's the same type of thing, but it
Hold on.
excretes something else in that region of the neighborhood.
taint. No.
Closer.
Ass. Shit.
There you go.
Shit.
All right,
I said shit.
We've gotten all the way to the neighborhood of where
I said shit. Oh, a bat shit.
No. All right. So, anyways, now
Guano?
that we've taken like 50 guesses, it comes from some kind of chemical that is
See, ladies and
like.
gentlemen, this is how annoying Kyle is every day for car.
Look, I'm trying to tell you where.
I'm learning.
I'm telling you where, like strawberry flavored drinks. There's like it's
I've heard
chemically
this.
stronger when it comes from like the like anus
What are you talking about? Water?
of. I'm
Ostrich.
talking about strawberry flavored fucking things. Like if you have an artificially flavored
We talked
strawberry
about
thing,
this on Thanksgiving, I think.
it comes from the anus of some
said we
kind of
talked about
fucking
this on
No,
Thanksgiving.
furry rodent.
No,
did you talk
no.
about?
This is the raspberry flavoring. It's not strawberry. It's raspberry.
An anal
There-
gland of
What
a
are you
beaver.
Yes.
fucking talking
What was the name
about?
of this thing called? And it's not strawberry. It is raspberry.
No, it's
so you
strawberry.
were
What
What
wrong.
did you just say? Anal gland of a beaver?
It's
Is it?
strawberry,
What you just
yeah.
said?
Yeah, the anal
Yeah.
beaver, and it's a natural.
Oh, that's so gross.
Natural flavoring. It's not artificial.
Where did I hear this at
It
first?
is natural flavoring from the anus of a fucking beaver.
He's drinking anal juice, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
absolutely. Beaver anal flavored water.
Sponsored by Anal Juice. We got beaver fever.
Waterloo, your go-to source for beaver anus juice.
No, there's like a story of like the dude's name. Oh fuck.
He,
Where did I first hear this?
He was sexually
I
attracted to a
don't
fucking
know.
beaver, decided to lick its butthole, and was like, whoa, that tastes just like strawberries.
This is the godfather of COVID. Now we just fuck bats, but
Jamie
Jamie
Oliver?
Oliver?
Jamie Oliver licked a beaver butthole?
Jamie Oliver. Wow.
They schnozberries
Schnozberries.
taste like schnozberries.
I want to give a shout out to
What's up?
Super Testnet
It's
for
true.
bringing me
Yeah,
fish
it is
today.
true. Ladies and gentlemen, this is facts.
Eating on the
Strawberry flavored
I like it.
things. It comes from the anal gland of a fucking beaver. Just so you know, next time you're drinking something naturally flavored strawberry, it probably didn't come from like rubbing strawberries. It came from fucking putting a swab in the ass of a beaver. You're welcome.
You totally derailed the show.
That's true. It's probably not a swab. It's probably a drain.
How's-
Even better, let's drain the beaver anus, not swab it.
You think something that intrusive on a beaver would really upset PETA, but this hasn't been like a national story.
I think beavers are dicks. I'm pretty sure.
PETA's
Are they?
okay if you're like abusing animals for their anal juices as long as the animal's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Okay. We've taken a real turn here. This is.
I don't think so.
Welcome to PBS, folks.
Yeah, you guys took a hard right into Beaverland.
This is pretty
I don't
natural.
know.
Alt-right beavers. Anal clamp
So our
beaver
first guest
strawberry.
is from Stacker News.
What an entrance.
Da-da-da-da.
Anal beaver glands
Da-da-da.
and
Defending all the beavers
Beevil,
in the world.
the evil,
Keon.
the evil beevil
glands.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our first guest.
Yeah.
of the day. Do we have more than one guest today?
There.
I don't know. We'll see.
I guess.
He's our
What's up,
main guest.
Keon?
He's the one that we actually booked.
Yeah.
I booked
Oh, I'm sorry. You booked.
because
I'm like the. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
because I thought it would be a great kind of turnaround circle. This is what Pleb Lab PBS is, and it didn't start with me, my dumbass. I'm just here, but it started with Carr and it started with Keon, and then they found a hobo and his name was Kyle, and they made this fucking amazing thing. And since the three of y'all are here, I wanted y'all to commingle and share your anal juice flavoring masterpiece that is Pleb Lab.
Oh, yeah. So, Carr, I think.
No, you go ahead, Keon.
He's
I'm
asking
eating
for
right
the
now.
story.
How did Pleb Lab start? Or Hacker
Uh,
News rather, because I believe that came before Pleb
Stacker
Lab.
News?
Stacker News,
Yeah,
yeah.
Stacker News. I was going.
Not
I went
Hacker.
to a Bit Devs when it was at the old Unchained offices, and I remember you were there, Phil. This was my first Bit Devs. I saw you there. Yeah.
I was always there.
Yeah, but Phil's a big part of the vibe that I remember from my first Bit Devs that I went to.
I am.
Yeah.
I wasn't there last night though, so I don't know about that.
But I remember just being like super enchanted by my first Bit Devs experience, and I got infected with the Bitcoin bug, like even more seriously.
How long
after-
ago was this?
This was like in January of last year, so
Okay.
over a year ago, I
Wow.
think. Yeah. And then I went to the second one, and then I was like, wow, it wasn't a fluke that I was enchanted.
I want to look at it.
It's like for real.
What kind of?
Phil is
does
going
it-
to evaluate this cake right now.
What is this?
Was
Tristan?
this cake worth
Bye,
eating?
Nate.
Tristan,
Yeah.
I like how
That's the
Tristan tries to
question.
come back on the show.
Bye, Nate.
Look, what do you got there? Is that
Should
cake?
do we want to show the audience?
What kind of cake is it? Where's this from?
It's Kyle's birthday cake from Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday or Tuesday?
Oh,
All
yeah,
these
I
days in
guess.
a row.
All right.
Oh, they can see the cake. That's nice.
You can.
Anyway, I was enamored with BitDevs.
Make
and
them
then
salivate over our show.
I wanted more BitDevs, and I made like a BitDevs online, and that's kind of what Stacker News is. And
A bit devs online to where you can not have to go in
Did
person.
Ben Carmen give you like
Well, sort of.
tell you what
So
to
you-
do or something?
so you can have, like,
Ben
BitDevs.
Carmen told him what to do.
no, I was
Where the fuck is he? He said he'd be here.
He's probably like super at the Bitcoin takeover thing, but he
Oh, the
wasn't.
Bens weren't there.
I saw Price. I didn't see.
Oh,
Carmen, I have your shit after you moved out of the house, so come get it. It's in my car.
They're probably
Man.
dealing with all kinds of server
Man.
fires from all the usage they're getting on the Bitcoin company
Dude, so
right
yeah,
now.
he said that article that we wrote up for Thriller Bitcoin, like he onboarded some users from that,
Fuck yeah.
which is cool.
That's dope.
He's going to be our next guest,
Price told me
I
that last
think.
night.
Anyway, I was talking to Ben on the way home, on the way to the bar after BitDevs, and I told him that I wanted more BitDev stuff, and how does he like keep up to date and have all this information to present at BitDevs? And he's like, you just spend all day on Twitter and Reddit, and I wish that was caught on camera, because Carr just epically missed the trash with his.
Carr
This is
doesn't
like one
play
of the great things
sports.
about
Dinner
being in
container.
PBS is like you have PBS, but we're always between two trash cans. So
Yeah.
It's like
this should maybe be
between a
fun.
rock and a hard
So there's
place.
a trash
now
can
we're
over I
just
should here. Can you put the beans in your trash can?
we're
That way I don't
between
drop 'em.
we're between trash and a
They didn't
dirty
make
place.
any mess though, for the record. Ate all the fish.
Anyway, yeah, so I made Stacker News, which is intended to be kind of like a BitDevs online, I guess. And I use Bitcoin to do it. So it has like you have a small like Sybil payment every time you want to post or comment, which prevents you from
What is
doing
a Sybil payment?
Well, like Sybil resistance.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, so the way to think of it is like a sock puppet, like a fake account. So the Sybil
Basically Twitter.
The Sybil attack is an attack where you overwhelm a network with fake participants such that you have unusual influence over the network. And the way you prevent Sybil attacks is you make it expensive to do it. And so that's one thing that Bitcoin does.
Hash cash.
Exactly. So that's Stacker News, and then I met Carr at PlebFi Miami.
Yeah, we met in Miami. Why
Yeah,
don't you tell them that story?
you tell that part of the story. I've talked a lot.
No, I talk all
You're
the
the
time.
guest. That's your job.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically saw Keon. He's looking fine.
That's
Like,
right.
who is this guy?
I was wearing my thong. I just said a
I
recent
think it was
tan.
like I think it was like a.
It was actually a denim thong, and it was also ripped like his shorts are, or his pants are.
Yeah, it was really hot. If
Yeah,
you
I
can
think
imagine
was
it.
it the first pleb fight they ever had?
It was the first PlebFi. I
Yeah, it was a
think.
total shitcoin event.
It
And
wasn't,
then-
but
it was a shitcoin event.
Okay.
And then I went over there and like basically everybody went up and stuff and then I saw Keon with his beautiful yellow hat. No, this is before he had a yellow hat.
flowing locks of hair.
Flowing locks of hair.
flowing locks of
I
hat.
was like, who's this guy?
wearing
He's like, I'm Billy,
a
whatever,
thong.
whatever. I'm from Austin, Texas. I'm like, wait, how the fuck do I not know who you are? And then right afterwards, I was like, I'll go next. And I went next. And I was like, hey, you, Keon, we're gonna be best friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got like so scared, he thought I was gonna beat him up or something.
Yeah, I was really afraid.
Yeah. And then when we came back,
Carr is intimidating
I am
when you first meet him.
intimidated.
Yeah.
Really a cuddly teddy bear. And
He threatened me with
Sets.
friendship.
I threatened him with friendship. And then we came back, and then you saw me at BitDes. You're like, hey,
That's right. You were sitting in front of me.
yeah, you're
And
stalking me basically.
yeah, I was
Totally stalking
smelling your hair.
It's weird.
Smelled like strawberry. It was odd.
Oh, like anal.
Like beaver ass.
Like natural flavored strawberry.
weird.
What, Jamie Oliver, was that the guy's name?
Jamie Oliver was the top. Like,
Isn't
he's like
he
a
a
cook.
Italian
He's a
chef?
chef. Chef.
Italian chef, right?
No, he's not
Puerto Rican
Italian.
chef? Oh, he's a British chef. Oh, he
British.
looks Italian. Oh, Oh, cool.
We need to find the name of the guy that created the strawberry flavoring and make like a PBS award after his name, I think.
Yeah, we probably could do that. But anyway, so I saw him. We became friends. I had him on Thriller Lightning. And then from there, the rest is history, as they say.
We started hanging out at a location not to be disclosed.
Yeah.
And then Kyle joined in when he joined with Carr at Austin Bitcoin Club.
Yep, that's how it went.
And then we all started working together, and
Yep.
it was
Wasn't
the rest
there
is history.
a something house?
Oh yeah, I wanted
Hacker
to.
House?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted.
I didn't want to say Hacker House because I thought that would be a place not to be disclosed, but it's whatever. Yeah, tell us about the Hacker House.
I wanted like a pleb house. I wanted like
I wanted a Hacker House.
Yeah, I think we both wanted a hacker house. The idea was we all liked working together, and I saw how cool hacker houses at least were on TV.
Yeah, because we were talking about Mutiny.
Is it literally a Hacker House?
Yeah.
Like you watch on
No, we were talking about
on
How
that
Catch
one
Fire, but it
show?
was called Mutiny. Their Hacker House. Or
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, you've seen it? Okay.
Yeah, dude, I saw all of it.
What was the
Oh, I
Piper?
didn't
Oh,
know.
Silicon Valley.
No,
that-
Holland Catch Fire, not Silicon Valley.
But they do the same thing, right? Because they live in a
No.
house
They
and they
sort of
hack in it.
did. I mean, it was like
Holland Catch Fire is actually cool.
it was a
Silicon Valley was actually lame.
Silicon Valley was a parody.
Oh, I thought it was just
Yeah.
serious. It
No.
seemed lame as hell.
Tell
No,
that
it's a parody.
tell that to Mike Judge, asshole.
Yeah, he made some good shit, but that was a flop in my opinion.
Wow. It's okay if your opinions are wrong.
They're not.
Value subjective,
Let's
Car.
go back to the interview. So what else happened?
Oh, yeah. So I wanted, like, I wanted to keep working with Bitcoiners, and I told Carr that, and I was like, you know what we should do is maybe get like a house. Like, how cool would it be, like the Halt and Catch Fire house, which seemed so cool to me. They were all like spending time together, and they were getting so much done, and really like,
Spending.
building
Yeah, we
the
were
early
there all
internet
day.
and early PC stuff, huh?
We were there all day, right?
Yeah, and and then Carr was like, "Let's figure it out," and then we got our.
Is he talking about me over there?
Yeah.
Probably.
What are you saying, Kyle?
Is Kyle telling his version of the story? He just can't
Oh, you
stand.
tell it. What do
He
you
just can't
say?
stand someone else talking. I'm just kidding.
Wild ability to like claim that he has like a theory.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
You can sit back down.
You can say
It wasn't
no,
an
no,
invitation.
No, come and say it. No, the reason is
Why
because
me?
like I'm a person that believes that if you see something a certain way, then I see something a certain way. No one's gonna change my idea, but like that just comes from my upbringing. Like I know I'm right, so I'm gonna be right, and if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I'm gonna keep going towards what I know is right.
Just don't tell me about it because I won't believe.
Yeah, because I need to stay focused. But like in order to accomplish anything, you have to be like that.
I don't think that's true.
No, I think I wouldn't have accomplished anything if I listened to other people tell me I was wrong all the time. Those are facts.
At least I
there's a
told you
balance.
it's okay to be wrong.
No, I know I'm right on certain things, not everything, obviously, but like what I like. Trust me, like if there's something technical or something else that I know I have no expertise about, I'm gonna say I'm 100% wrong. But if it's like something that I feel like I know I have a good understanding about,
Carr's justifying, thinking once he's had an idea, thinking he's right until the end.
either till I fail or till it comes to fruition, one of the two. But I'm not gonna deviate from the plan.
I mean, I think that has strengths and it has weaknesses.
Yeah, but you have to pick a side.
Trade-offs.
Like you can't just like
Everything's
be with this
trade-offs.
guy that just like stays on this side. When the results come in, if it turned out to be wrong, cool. A hard wrong is always good for you. It cleanses the soul. Hard failure. How many times did you fail before you got successful? with
Oh, like a
Stacker News?
million times. I'm still not successful with Stacker News. It could blow up in flames tomorrow.
But you know what I mean. Like how many startups did you start before you failed?
I think it
before-
was like 7. I think
7
it's-
startups.
I think
Aren't those people called serial entrepreneurs?
I don't like the term entrepreneur because I think it's like super douchey in fiat. Like,
Yeah.
because there's people who like
No,
sold.
the
they
serial
sold,
entrepreneur
They
is
sold a
their
pair-
whole
douchey.
being is entrepreneurial.
They sold like apparel out
Like
of
a
their
Gary Vee or
out of their
something.
out of the trunk of their car, and they call themselves an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So I'm not I wouldn't call myself an entrepreneur, but I tried to start a bunch of companies and I just sucked at it
Yep.
for a long time and didn't have the right
I'm
idea.
the same way too. Like I tried to start a lot of things in my life, like 7, 8 things, and like this is the only thing that ever came into fruition.
Yeah, but some of the biggest mistakes I made when I was doing that was not considering that I was wrong, and
C-Car, it's okay to be
Yeah,
wrong.
but that's where he's wrong right now. One of the biggest things I had a problem with was like letting other people help me and like filling in those gaps where I thought I was right on everything, and then it turns out no, Car, you're just right in this little part. Get the other people to do the other stuff for you. That's what I learned over the course of those 7-8 failures.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of those companies didn't fail that I started. One of them
Well,
does.
you have that medical one, don't you?
I have like a Pinterest for doctors that does pretty good. It has like 300,000.
Here's the results of my heart
people on a
surgery.
month.
Has a lot of pictures of anal beavers.
Yeah, it's not a veterinary website, although I did want to. The veterinarians also
That's gonna be
have
my
a similar
company.
need, but it doesn't have any animal pictures. It's all human parts.
See, but people-
you never told me the name of the website. What is
It's gretmed.com.
See, mine is actually going to be veterinary because people on the internet love cats.
You said it's
So I think it's going to take off.
Gretmed.
Gret.
GREPMED.com.
Oh, Grep.
MED.com.
Grep Med.
Are you shielding this?
No, I mean who's gonna care? It's just
Oh wow, this actually looks really good. How is this not profitable?
That looks
it
like
is.
a.
We make money off of
It
it.
looks like a being. What the hell?
What are you doing? Are you trying to throw it in my
No.
face? Or can you
No,
just hand it over?
there's gear here.
Yeah, I know, but Tristan's trying to make his way back to the. What is this?
Yeah, dude.
That is an anal.
I don't need to see that.
Oh, it's yeah. We have lots of videos.
Did you make the website, Keon?
Yeah, I made the whole. I'm the whole technical side of this.
Wow.
Websites like this?
Yes, I do.
I thought you could only make Stacker News websites.
Nope, I can make websites like this too. We did have
Look at
designers.
this. Hey,
but
there
they
it goes
sucked.
right there. Look.
Oh yeah, you're wearing a
Look
little
at your
sun
face.
hat.
You wear
Uh,
glasses?
yeah, those are different. I mean, I'm currently
These-
wearing
wow.
glasses.
I like those.
Wow.
Glasses. I like these glasses better.
Okay, you're wrong. These are made out of titanium. They don't have screws.
Can I see them?
Yeah.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
They're made out of titanium?
Yeah.
Put 'em on, Phil.
I am titanium.
It's a single gauge of titanium wire, and they don't have any screws.
Feels like a stapler.
They're extremely light. I can hardly tell I'm wearing them.
So
And
if
they're
you go- if I go
and I
like
could
this,
like
it won't
stomp.
bend?
I could like. It'll be hard to bend, but it can be
Wait,
bent back.
dude, it could definitely bend.
I've been
Oh, yeah.
I've been told you
That
could,
is difficult.
I've been told you can like stomp on them.
This whole time you have
and
X-ray
they'll
vision.
survive.
You need to clean them, bro.
I know. I'm sorry.
When did you switch to those?
I think early 2020.
Interesting. Yeah, I like these better. You look kinder.
Kinder.
You look kinder on this picture.
I think I'm just smiling. That's how smiles work.
Is that how you smile?
Probably.
You didn't have that much of a beard. What happened to this hat?
I still have it. I think.
This is a great visual for the watchers.
Yeah.
Describe what he looks like, Phil.
He looks like Keon. I like his sun hat,
I like his sun hat too.
and
I like his glasses.
he's got shadow, but not beard.
I can see this.
I was in
Keon-
Portland
I can
when
see
I
this
took this
Keon
photo.
He looks like Portlandia.
He looks like Portlandia.
There we go.
Is
Here we
the
go.
human embodiment of
This is where we're gonna lose our
Portlandia.
guest. You just
Probably.
offended him.
I don't mind
He
looking
hates
like Portlandia.
Oh, you don't mind?
Portlandia is a fun
I
show.
really like their band. All right, cool.
That's it.
Man,
That was the most successful of all the ones I did.
Hey, it's more
Hey,
than I've
super.
done.
He's clapping. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
You got fans.
And snapping.
Look at this.
I
I also
know.
got a hat today. Got a Stacker News hat.
That's right.
These are on sale for, how much are these on sale for?
$18.
$18?
45,000 sats. Yeah.
45,000 sats.
Is there?
Oh, we have guest questions.
Hold on. Is there a built-in?
Come up here.
Is there a built-in sweatband?
You don't have to come up here, but you can ask.
It was a couple months ago.
You can ask the question.
Hold on.
No?
Oh,
Hold on.
yeah.
This is important.
Uh,
Is this a built-in sweatband inside the hat?
It is. If your head gets sweaty, it will absorb it.
Yeah, it looks good on you, Phil.
Oh, so John asked from the audience whether what changed about Stacker News' ranking algorithm. So initially, Stacker News' ranking algorithm wasn't very intelligent. It just, depending on the number of upvotes, it would have like an exponential decay, and that would determine what showed. So you could create a bunch of fake accounts and upvote content, and it would get on the front page. And what we designed instead was this thing called Web of Trust, which is like this really old idea from like very early web, where you had like public key infrastructure, and you wanted to verify that someone's public key was associated with their identity, and you didn't want to have to depend on a centralized party to do that. So what you would do is you would assign a trust value to everyone whose identity you authenticated. And so I would say, I trust this is John's public key 80%. So I'd assign you like a trust value of 0.8. And then you would go and maybe you knew Super's public key. And so you would trust Super 0.8. And then I could trust Super then through you. And this is that web of trust idea. I could then trust Super 0.6. And so I basically use a similar algorithm to determine how trustworthy a user is on Stacker News. And then using that value, I then weight their upvotes. So if I don't have a direct relationship with Super, and I trust you 0.8 and I have a direct relationship with you, your upvotes count for 0.8, but Super's count for 0.64.
Can you point at the camera into the people?
Oh, sorry.
Jose?
They're there in the camera, guys.
They are.
He has my gear that they used over there.
You can. I think, yeah, I would have to trust the Sybil. So, and there might need to be intervention in those cases, and those links might need to be broken. I think on Stacker News now we already have trusted Sybils. So, but it's still like they can't trust those people that much, and we'll be doing things to make that harder in the future. But right now, it's pretty rudimentary. Yeah.
So this is going to be like a redundant question, but like, what is Stacker News? Is it like when I go to the website, does it look like Reddit? Are there articles? How does it supplement going to a Bitcoin meetup?
It's basically like a Reddit is how I would describe it, except it doesn't have photos and videos yet. It just uses Markdown.
You don't use it, Phil?
No, I don't.
I just don't understand. That's the craziest thing to me. Whenever somebody says they don't use Stacker News, I'm like, they're giving you free sats for posting your podcast. Like, why wouldn't you take those free sats?
Yeah. Wow.
You earn sats, yeah. So that's kind of the idea. Like, Reddit on you get.
You got my attention now, Keon. I might give a shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
to me, I never understood. Like, you can have your own blog, you can have your own podcast, you can have your own anything. If you're making content, you should post on Stacker News. You're leaving money on the table.
Wow.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, we recently released a job board that has like an auction-based ranking system where, depending on how much you're willing to pay per minute, determines how high you rank. And so,
damn.
Yeah, but as a content creator, Phil, you could post content on Stacker News and earn sats.
Could.
So like this. I think the highest earning.
I got 5,000 sats for posting Stacker News Live last week.
It's like $3.
It's more like $1 or something.
In today's
but,
terms,
I mean,
in today's terms, though,
maybe $3 Canadian.
But that's why that's a lot of sats just for one post.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gradually.
If you would have bought Bitcoin in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, it's priced pretty low.
I made 1,000 sats just by waking up this morning, because he now automatically gives you sats just for being a regular poster.
Yeah, Super just said that he made 1,000 sats just for waking up this morning because they give you sats just for being a poster.
Where do these sats come from? Are you dog fooding your own sats?
Yeah, every sat that Stacker News earns, we pay back to users.
Wow.
So our job board.
It's a true digital circular economy.
It's a digital circular economy. That's kind of. And yeah.
Yeah. Stacker News is going to be the probably biggest decentralized news platform ever known to exist.
When I decentralize it, it's
I
not
was going to ask, how is it decentralized?
It's not decentralized.
When is that coming out?
The money is decentralized. That's about the only thing.
What is decentralization?
But even the wallet is centralized.
Aren't you supposed to do where I can have Stacker News running away from your Stacker News, and wasn't that the original plan?
The eventual goal is that or as many users as they want would run a Stacker News node, and so you would subscribe to a variety of subs or topics.
That would be cool.
And those are all the posts that you would get, and that would be kind of the idea. It'd be like if anyone's familiar with how the Bitcoin's mempool works, that it would basically be a mempool, but for news. I call it a news pool.
A news pool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I like that.
That's it.
Do you want to talk about your neighbors?
If you pause in
freely?
different areas of the
A
word,
news spool.
Ask him
it
about
has
his
different. It
neighbors.
has different
Spool.
sounds.
Ask
Hey,
about it.
Keon, tell me about your neighbors.
Oh, we talked about this a lot on Stacker News Live, but
Tell
I
me
have
more.
I have an Airbnb neighbor, an Airbnb host as a neighbor, and they have an Airbnb that sleeps 15 people, and it has a pool, and their backyard is shaped like an auditorium where my bedroom window is the audience, and so basically any noise they make goes right into my bedroom window.
So you're gonna build a sonic gun? You
It's
said to
awful.
shoot them? Or
Yeah, I'm
something?
gonna start. Yeah, I'm gonna get a rope hook gun, start shooting it at them, pelt them with BBs. Super.
Why don't you
and
just stick with like paintball?
paintball? Yeah. Super and Thomas said that I should get a. I should. Well, Super said I should get an Echo machine,
What is
and
that?
then Thomas said I should get a satellite dish. And have it echo back, so that anytime they make noise, they have to listen to themselves make noise. Which would be a cool, yeah. Just it would have a slight delay because sound travels sort of slowly.
You can really fuck with them.
Exactly.
They'll be like, pass the ball.
pass the
Pass the
ball.
ball. What?
And then they would. I mean, what's nice about that is they would be experiencing the pain that they're causing me,
Yeah.
even if it might not stop them. So
Say, listen to how stupid you sound.
I told him he should just go be friends with them. I think that'd be easier.
Well, it's not the same guest every time, though.
but any like
Still be
property
friends with every
damage
new
is a
guest.
problem because now
But
I've
that's
like,
right.
I'm
crossed the
sure not every
line.
new guest is like annoying. Though.
That-
And he could make them post Bitcoin content on Sacker
that's what I
News.
told. That's exactly what I told him, Phil. Phil gets it.
That's how
what I
you
told him.
orange pill.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, these
That's
guests.
exactly what I love this.
Yeah, why don't you get them to post Bitcoin content on Sacker News? Or it doesn't even have to be Bitcoin content,
what
right?
guess?
Pillow.
Oh yeah, that's what I should do. Is I should go and
Exactly what I told
I should orange pill them, and they should talk about the
See,
party they
entrepreneur
threw
might be a
on
dirty
Sacker
word to
News.
you, but it doesn't mean you can't practice entrepreneurship.
Oh,
in your life.
Look at wise,
That's a pretty
wise
sick
words
burn.
from Phil
I feel
right
like-
here.
Does anyone have a fire extinguisher?
I think you're right, Phil. Phil's.
Is that legal though?
You do whatever you want. You're a Bitcoiner.
No, Texas actually follows a law to where
you
can't-
hold on.
What they do.
No,
No, he-
Texas has a law. Shut up.
Phil's a
Shut
part-time
up,
lawyer.
audience.
Let's
You
go.
shut your whore mouth.
Wow.
Just kidding. Texas has a law to where you don't need to like disclose like whether or not like you're filming something. I saw it on back in the day when I used to watch Louder with Crowder. They were interviewing someone and he was like, you know, Texas is like a right to record, say it like whatever. And then she's like, what? And then like, gang. So you don't need to have the audience's like permission that they're being recorded in Texas, supposedly.
Okay.
Super, you know anything about this?
Don't quote me on that.
Why would Super know?
He
DYOR.
said you'd be a part-time lawyer.
Why were you watching him?
Because I was lost. And then I found Dave Smith. And then I found Bitcoin. And now I'm here.
Is Dave Smith the debt guy?
Dave Smith is part of the problem, like the biggest libertarian podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a comedian.
Super, do you want to come up on PBS?
Yeah, Super, you're
I
talking a
guess-
lot of shit. You got something to say?
Guess number 3.
Called them out. You called them out.
I'm just kidding.
What we need is a
The peanut
what we
section.
need is like a band. We need to do this like a late
Hey, I'm
night
here. I got my fiddle.
like a late night TV show, and we have like
Yeah.
a band that we cut to, and they're like
Yeah.
they'll play like songs
Like,
as
they'll
new
go like,
guests come up.
every time Phil says a
It
joke.
could be a pleb. It could be a pleb.
Could be a pleb band.
Pleb band.
You hear it?
Pleb
We're
band.
looking for a pleb band.
Nate
out there.
Nate plays drums. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
he?
Snow's a
Did Matt
one
Snow
man.
actually do the national anthem?
did he do the national
wow.
Yeah. Were people cheering? Yeah. Did he go home with girls?
Girls, girls, girls.
Oh wow, really?
They're all taken.
See, dude.
What?
Wow.
Girls,
Wait, what?
Girls love a guy who plays guitar.
Wait. Oh,
Oh.
the like 5 girls in Bitcoin. I guess I'm here. I'm not taken.
Well, no.
All right. Well, Keon, thanks for coming on PBS.
Yeah.
for
I
being
really
our guest,
appreciate
dude.
it. You got any news you want to drop here?
Drop it like it's
No,
hot.
not really.
No? All
See
right.
you guys. See you guys at Bitcoin
Everybody
conference.
hates our
That's
show.
a real downer, Keon.
Everybody hates the show.
Can you
Oh, wait,
just
Super is coming up. Well, no, he's not.
just off camera? Can you do like a
he
little
just-
twerk for me at least?
He
You don't.
was
It
off
doesn't have to
camera,
be
gonna
on
come
camera.
up.
think that's savory.
You
All right.
you can lie and not actually do it.
What
but
did you? Now that Keon's left, what do you think about Keon? Honestly, Phil.
Keon's great.
Yeah, me too. I like
There
him
there
too.
needs to be more entrepreneurs like Keon. I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think it should be.
Oh shit! Here comes Kyle.
Shit! Here comes Kyle.
Oh shit.
There we go.
Fuck you.
Damn, that's an intro.
Hey, finish your goddamn cake.
I will not.
Good choice.
I might. I have had a lot of fucking Fiat food this week.
So how was your day, Kyle?
I'm trying to get rid of my.
Tell
I'm
us
trying to
about
get.
the-
I'm trying to get rid of my hard body 6-pack and replace it with a Jello snack pack.
Tell us about the day. Tell us about the day at the Bitcoin Commons today, because didn't they have the Unchained event?
They had a Bitcoin Commons event
Yeah.
called Bitcoin Takeover.
So what was going on there? How was it?
It was like a fucking Bitcoin conference packed into a single day. It was a lot of really high level fucking speakers. It was really dense. A lot of good information, but I honestly, it was like mostly networking, and to be honest, I spent like a good chunk of the day out in the hallway.
Wow. Were they still having the AC problem from yesterday? Or?
They had like a AC in the small corner office in the back, you know, where people like sometimes go to like talk and whatnot. And they just like had that door open and
Yeah.
tried to like blast AC into the space.
I've noticed, like, since I've been going over there, there's been like a lot of little small, and I'm sorry, Parker, if you're listening, you're probably not, but there's been a lot of small.
No, he's
like,
not.
He's definitely not. There's been a lot of little small little hiccup. Oh, hey, Logan's back.
Hey,
Hello.
Logan.
How was
Worst producer ever.
No, dude, he's the best.
I
there's
want
been
my
a lot
money
of-
back, sir.
There's a lot of there's a lot of little hiccups like that that they have over there, where like the building's small, the elevators are too small. Like there's just that's why it's called the Littlefield building. I told Kaylee that the other day. I was like, now I know why it's called the way it's called. Like it's an old building.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was good though. It was a good day. It was cool networking. Got to hang out and see some people I haven't
it's a
seen
nice
in a while.
building though.
It is
Nice,
a very nice
absolutely beautiful building. It's just like you could tell it was made at the time it was made.
It's old.
Yeah,
It's like it's funny because it's like it's nice in the sense that like you can tell the quality of the build,
right.
but it was built in a time where like things weren't as big as they are today. Like
Yeah.
things weren't like literally people weren't as big. Like equipment wasn't as big to like accommodate the people that weren't as big. It was
Exactly,
literally
yeah.
built in like a little era, and we're in a big era, and like
The elevator feels snug.
Yeah,
it's very
it doesn't
snug.
even work half the time.
But anyways, it was a good event.
So
a lot of really cool people.
Are you saying the building's meant to fat shame everyone in it?
No, I'm
it's
saying
just-
like
it's-
people are literally like
like the Paramount,
they're like
Phil.
they're like 28% larger
It's like the
in like
Paramount.
every
I've
way,
never
like
been.
both
You
in
never
like
been to the
height
Paramount? So
and
like you
muscle
go,
mass.
It's the same thing like the Paramount. You go to the Paramount.
Is it because they were
Really small
malnourished
seats, like,
and now
like,
we're
oh, like,
overnourished?
just-
People used to just be like average your size, and
Yeah.
now people are like average my size.
Ah.
No, that's a lie. People are
No.
not average my size.
No,
I'm an
you're not
exception
average
to the rule.
size.
I'm probably not
Yeah.
average size.
But
Hey, so
You're
you want
exceptional
to have
size.
another special guest on today?
yeah, I want to bring him on, but I want to
Who?
know about the day though.
What do you want- what else?
How else did it go?
I can imagine your week has been less stressful than last week. I don't know. I just get that vibe.
I don't remember what happened last week.
Last week he was stressed. Yeah, I agree.
Was I?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. It all just blurs together at this
Oh,
point.
so the guy that told you to.
PBS last week was you ranting and angry.
Oh yeah, dude, I was pissed
So
last week.
so the guy
I
that
was
you were talking
so
about.
pissed.
So the guy that you were talking about is actually leaving.
Good.
Yeah. I guess other people have complained about him. I found that out today.
Yeah.
I
I was
mean-
pissed, dude.
Well, no, dude, that's what I'm
Just
saying.
from
like,
the anecdotes.
Like what you were saying last week actually
Are
kind
these
of.
from me?
It's weird because yeah, I was talking to some other people. They're like, yeah, he's leaving in another week or so.
Damn.
Yeah, well, that's what you can't treat people like that.
So that
dude.
gives me like a couple of days to give him my peace of mind.
But that you can't treat people like that though.
No.
You don't treat people like that.
I mean, listen, it's you can't you shouldn't treat people like that.
Yeah.
But you can't treat customers that way.
Yeah,
I
that's
fucking
true.
pay to be here, and you work here. and like
I just work here.
it's fucking unacceptable. Essentially, it's just like 100. Like, listen, if
It's
you're
not
if
even-
you're just
it's
if
just
you're
not
just a person,
professional,
if you're
right?
just a person,
and they're supposed to be like the fiat of professionality.
if you're a
here.
person and you're just talking to me like that, you can do whatever you want because you're just a guy. And like at the end of the day, you shouldn't if you want to be like a fucking charismatic like people person. If you like want to have good healthy relationships, you should be a better person. But at, no, but at a business level.
He's talking about somebody that works here at Capitol is leaving.
But if you're like a business person doing business at a business where other businesses pay to do business at that business, you can't treat the people who pay money to do business there like they are less than fucking like they're some kind of inferior person. Like, I pay good money to be here. We have a contract where I do my business here. You don't get to talk to me that way. You're not going to tell me like how I do my business and how I conduct my business, and you're definitely not going to talk to me like I'm some kind of like peasant. That's not going to fucking happen, dude. Yeah, Bitcoin, that's what we were talking about before we got into this. I don't even know how we made this transition.
Okay,
but-
I told you. I said good news. That guy's leaving in 2
But
weeks.
Bitcoin Takeover was good,
then that's
man.
how we
It was
got
a
to
good day. It was like it was really like an entire weekend conference worth of like information and talks packed into an entire
So it
day,
should've been
like
2
in a
days, is what
single
you're
day.
saying?
It was a lot of conversation and a lot of information.
I wonder why they didn't do it Friday and Saturday.
Very dense, but great turnout. Amazing that like they started coordinating that 18 days ago, and like that many Bitcoiners from across the country and like out of state like flew in to make it happen. Bitcoiners turn out when you coordinate and ask them to. Yeah.
This just in, Pete Sessions just tweeted Texas will be the Bitcoin capital.
It already is.
who is that?
I don't know. Proudly representing the 17th Congressional District of Texas.
Yeah, it already is.
Pete
Hey,
Sessions.
Pete Sessions. Thanks. We already knew that.
So let's have on our next guest. We were supposed to have him on
our
last
next
week.
guest.
What?
I said fuck our next guest.
Who is our next?
Yeah, fuck
Oh,
you too.
yeah, you were going to be our guest.
I'm just kidding. Our next guest is a lovely human being from California. He was my first
Internet
in real life.
girlfriend?
Yeah, he was my first internet girlfriend. He's now my he's not my only internet girlfriend anymore, but he is still the
Did you guys meet
he's
on
the
WoW?
main.
Is that where
He's
people
the main internet girlfriend.
Grinder? Cool.
Yeah.
Get her.
Get her? Bumblebee?
We met on Grindr and moved over to Getter. We grindered and Gettered
yeah.
our way all the way to a in real life couple in Austin.
Cool. Yeah, let's do it.
You get her done.
Ladies and gentlemen, Asher. Woo.
Asher, what's your last name? Hey, by the way, is this supposed to be stereo? Because I only hear my voice in this one.
It's all taken care of.
Okay.
We tested it before.
So it all comes out mono?
Yeah, we
on
all
the-
tested it before.
Cool.
Remember
These
we
lights
hit,
are bright.
remember we hit record? And I was like, it's working now. That was me testing before.
Cool.
We didn't have Logan today, but it's not Logan's fault. He's over there serving the community because he's a Bitcoiner. That's what
Damn
Bitcoiners
it,
do.
dude.
Did we tell the people that Logan's coming to Miami?
Oh yeah, Logan, you're coming to Miami.
Oh.
Asher,
Car?
Community service, man.
Asher,
Car.
I have three conversations going on. Asher, how was your weekend?
My weekend.
Or your week actually, because you.
Yeah,
flew
who
in,
are
You
you?
flew in last Thursday. We went to go eat barbecue with Donald.
Yes, sir.
Kyle. It was awesome. It was my first time ever meeting you. I've been having a crush on you for like a year almost.
It's mutual.
And then, yeah, because you created BitSwarm. That's how I heard about you initially. I didn't even know you were Kyle's.
What is
guy.
that?
Oh, BitSwarm?
BitSwarm
Amazing.
is an app that I built with two other rockstar people last year for a hackathon sponsored by a company called Impervious. This was about
nice.
last August. And the concept was to build an app on Lightning to monetize the BitTorrent network. So if you know anything about BitTorrent, there's seeders who provide upload bandwidth for files, and there's leechers who download files, and there's content creators who kind of publish whatever kind of file it is, whether it's music, movies, TV, text files, images. Doesn't matter what the data is. So the idea we had was to create an API to kind of interface Lightning Network with BitTorrent. And my team and we built I would call it a minimal viable prototype in about 2 weeks, and came in second place in that competition.
I don't know how you came in second. That's ridiculous. Should be
Who-
first.
Well-
what came in first?
Yeah, what came in first?
It was actually a really cool implementation, and yeah, total respect to, I think it was John Cantrell that built it. And
was it?
he built a generalized API so that anyone running a Lightning node could basically build an API. Didn't matter what the API was for. So his demo was just a calculator. So you could send his Lightning node a request to do a calculation, and it would charge you 1 sat per calculation. So you could send his Lightning node like a query, like what's 2 plus 3, and his Lightning and 1
that's
sat
cool.
attached
Yeah,
to
that is
it,
kinda
and he'll
cool.
respond back 5. So that was just the
Did
example
you
of
ever
the
do
calculator.
anything with that, or?
I actually, last I heard, I thought he was doing something with Square or Spiral, but I'm not 100% certain about that. So
Running, he's doing like a Lightning node infrastructure company. I'll look for it.
he
A
is
Lightning
doing
node
a Lightning
infrastructure
node infrastructure company,
Wow.
which also is gangster and directly up
Yeah.
his alley.
And
so.
then just here this past week, you came in and then you did the hackathon, and you actually won.
yeah, I came in first this time, so
Nice.
getting better,
This guy
getting
wins
better.
every hackathon.
Let's see. I'm doing the hackathon circuit this last year. It's been a lot of fun. So this last week, Pleb Labs, the best Bitcoin accelerator in Austin, hosted a hackathon.
Hey, you
with-
made that one.
with a lot of cool people. And I flew in from out of town, and I met 2 awesome guys, Steven DeLorme, who does the Bitcoin design guide, and another guy named Alex Lewin from NCR, and they both co-host the Atlanta Bit Devs meetup. And I met them at an elevator last week when we were trying to get to the PBS podcast, and we got bounced because we weren't
Yeah.
credentialed,
Badged.
I guess. So we got kicked out of here, and we met in the elevator while we were getting kicked out of here. And
Oh, y'all did meet in the elevator? So that was... So y'all met on the elevator coming back down from getting kicked
we
out?
actually didn't even get inside the elevator. I exaggerated
wow.
how far inside the doors I got.
Wow.
I got kicked out before I even got
Wow.
inside. It was very depressing.
That's sad.
Yeah.
What are you here today?
What's the opposite of a shout out? Whatever the opposite of a shout out is to South by Southwest.
A Yellen. A Yellen. A Janet Yellen.
I think just not
Janet
bringing it
Yellen.
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Austin seems like a really cool place when it's not South by Southwest.
Yeah.
It is, dude. This wasn't even that busy of a South by. Like, I haven't looked outside today, but doesn't. What do you think, Phil? I felt like it just wasn't. I was talking to somebody who was running an event. He said that there was no international people here. That's why it looked less. Could be it.
Interesting. That's a interesting.
Yeah, he had an interesting. take on it.
I never frequented South by at all. It was it is fiat as shit.
It's probably dying, dude.
No,
No.
no,
Yeah, Sats by Southwest is the future.
that's
There was
right.
a- I
South
felt
by
like
Southwest
Bitcoiner
is
was
the
making
future.
a way bigger presence during South by than years past.
Yeah, maybe that's a market signal. If everything kind of shits itself, then everything's gonna end up being just Bitcoin, and it's gonna be the signal. Kyle, they can't hear you.
Yeah,
What
at Bitcoin Takeover today, Parker and some of the other guys that were hosting and organizing it gave like multiple shout outs to Pleb Lab and PBS and the whole team over here because
Oh, that's
like,
nice
that
of
whole
them.
thing is like kind of, I don't want to say it's a reaction, but I mean it's not a coincidence that it's the same week as South by, whatever the hell that conference is called.
South by
Because they pretty much
Southwest.
like ditched Bitcoin. Like they're
Yeah.
a bunch of dinosaurs.
I was announcing that South by basically blew off Bitcoin, and I just like yelled out right at the end. I was like sitting right in front of Senator Cynthia Loomis, and I'm just like, Sats by Southwest? Parker's like, that's right, Sats by.
Oh, you
South
said
by.
that? Wow.
Yeah.
Boss. Thank you, Parker.
South by of Southwest.
Well, it's because
you're gonna
that's-
blow up
that's the-
Bitcoin,
that's
and
the
you're gonna
difference.
learn the hard way.
That's the difference between South by and Sats by and Sats by. Like everybody stepping up. Like Logan stepped up. You stepped up. We all stepped up. Asher stepped up. Like John, you stepped up. Everybody stepped up to make sure like there's Bitcoin signal out there for the community and for people that traveled.
We had, I mean, the mayor
awesome.
of Austin just showed up today.
Oh,
on
when?
it. Yep.
At
Mayor
the
of Austin
Commons?
was- Yep.
What?
What?
Adler?
What?
Was he,
Yeah,
was he shilling
Adler.
his stacks proposal? No one asked him about the stacks resolution that he's trying to pass?
Parker did not give him the microphone. But
Oh, good.
Yeah, because he's going to go try to show his stacks proposal.
well, that didn't
I'm
solve
sorry,
the conversation.
No,
He's
today.
really pumped up.
didn't he show up to one of the meetups like a few months ago?
No, I
he
don't
gave
think
a
so.
speech. It was the same weekend where like the
Not that I know.
real estate development like Citadel guy was there.
But it was an incredible conference.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
this is a
So
one-day
he
conference.
just showed up randomly, or
Had the mayor of Austin, total random. Like, wasn't, I don't think he was like on the guest list. He
no
just
one
showed
was
up.
talking to him?
We had a U.S. senator there. We had multiple CEOs of
Hopefully,
big private
let's hope
companies
he
and some
listens,
public
dude.
companies.
That's like the best thing that Parker and the rest of them are doing is like, let's hope he listens and like understands like this is not about like taking money from stacks and then going to write a resolution. Like this is actually about like saving our fucking community.
Well, I gotta say personally, I'm not a huge fan of stacks. I think it's
No one
kind
is.
of a waste
No
of
one
block
is.
space.
No one is.
A
But
waste of block space. Yes, it
But the
is.
fact that they bribe people, though, Asher, is not a secret in the Bitcoin community.
No, look,
But
you're
this is the
never
part-
you're
this is
never
just
going
business.
to separate
Yeah, it's
lobbyists.
business, but it's like you're basically shilling your token to get people to like.
Yeah, you
put
are. It sucks.
on.
yes,
it's
that's
so sad.
that is what
And
altcoins
you're
are.
shilling our mayor to put you on. It's a bribe.
Take money from companies that like they don't understand.
It's called a lobbyist.
Oh, it's called lobbyism, but it's called a bribe.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
So it's a bribe, but I mean the thing is that
We have to bribe better.
you have
We gotta bribe
you
better.
have an example now.
We don't need a
right?
bribe better. We were holding the hardest money on earth.
That's my campaign slogan: bribe better.
But you have an example now.
support
right?
this
Mi-
message.
Miami, Francis Suarez fell
yeah.
down the stacks rabbit hole, and he got on TV a bunch of times, and he shilled stacks and Miami coin, and he was like, Miami coin's great. And then like here we are 6 months later, Miami coin is down like 99.7%, and everybody that bought it is having fun staying poor. And
No, if you sold at the right time.
there were
Suarez, though, he's like $50 richer.
yeah, the
No,
mayor's-
he's probably sold at the top. Like,
Yeah, he
that
probably
guy
dumped his
made-
bags.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Mayor's Suarez.
So like the same, if they try to do the same thing here in Austin,
$50 million richer.
Mayor Adler is going to be really, really rich, and then all the regular Austinites are going to be shilling this Austin coin. It's gonna,
But
it's
the good-
horrible for the community.
But yeah, it is. But the good thing is that that your mayor wouldn't be the first, so there's already an example of how badly it can go. And I think there's enough like blowback from how poorly it went in Miami that your mayor understands that if he does that, it's his last term. So I don't know what his political aspirations are, but if he wants to go out with a whimper and leave a terrible legacy, then yeah.
oh, he's already left a terrible legacy in this town.
Well, he could do worse.
not a
He-
great
he
leader,
could,
man.
He could do the stacks thing, and then that would be even worse. So.
Or-
It's literally like during the whole winter freeze last year. You never heard the guy say the guy couldn't lead worth a shit, dude. And that's the thing like nobody knows about this town. It's like last year, remember the freeze last year? Like everybody in the community stepped up and helped each other. The fucking mayor
Yep.
was nowhere to be found.
Or what we could do is Texas secedes, becomes the greatest country on earth, and Parker Lewis is our monarch.
That would be amazing. Mayor Lewis.
The question becomes does Bitcoin need politics?
Does Bitcoin
Bitcoin
need politics?
Bitcoin is and is not politics. It's apolitical, but like what is the definition of politics?
I feel like
It's
Phil
just-
talks about this more than I do. Go for it, Phil.
It's just like how people associate, right? So, I mean, the problem with the system that we see as like modern day capitalism democracy, I'll go out on a limb here. Not really. Democracy is a shit coin. And what you really need
Bruh.
is instead of 50 states, you have 50 countries. And you just have municipalities from the ground up, and it's grassroots and organic, because you're always going to have some sort of system of governance, but you want to preserve that as like self-governance. And I think the way that you do this is like gradually over time break away, secede state by state, however the hell it happens. But this is where I think politics can be involved, and Bitcoin does help and aid in this. So certain legislation in your local area is like hyper-localism. That can be successful. But again, you can't separate the whole human you can't separate the human element of like greed and just incentive tainting. And of course, Bitcoin helps with that too, but we're not on a Bitcoin standard. So how this transition looks, I don't know. If anybody wants to like do a deep dive on this, a good place to start is Hans Hermann Hoppe's speech that he gave in 1997 called What Must Be Done. And it's essentially the plot of how to succeed by basically acting in local politics and voting for the betterment of your people. And that plus Bitcoin, I think, is a beautiful combination, because Bitcoin itself, Bitcoin mining, especially in Texas, and friendlier legislation around that, Bitcoiners are a brand new voting constituency. And how tainted that gets within lobbying, whatever, that's debatable. But I know like Jimmy Song and others here CJ Wilson, former MLB, and just a bunch of people also at Channel Venture Partners, Christopher, and just a ton of other people from Unchained tried to form a 501c3 or whatever kind of Bitcoin super PAC. So that's already like a great effort, and they're able to get the word the ear of Ted Cruz. And so just the more, it's all about education in Bitcoin and what you can do locally for your people. And if that works, it's way up to Washington, and we get more Cynthia Lummises, the better off we'll be. So it's kind of like more of a gradual thing. But unfortunately, you can't separate politics, because all it is like people. And just how do you best equip people with the tools and knowledge for them to reach sovereignty?
It starts with incentives, right?
Exactly.
And that's where
Bitcoin's the neutralizer.
Yeah.
I'll just say that I am not for secession. My take on Bitcoin and politics is that there's like two axioms. The one is that you're going to live somewhere on Earth, like like a physical place, and wherever that place is, there's going to be some form of government. If you live in Texas, it's the state government and the federal government. If you live in Honduras, it's the federal government of Honduras and the municipality you're in. And the question everybody needs to ask themselves is, given that you're going to live somewhere and there's going to be some government there, what do you want your government's policy towards Bitcoin to be? And there's some people that, obviously there's a wide variety of opinions on this, and there's some people that are pure anarchists and think there shouldn't be any government. I just think that's kind of like this utopian vision of the world.
No, we're making the same argument.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not for secession, so not exactly the same
Well, yeah,
argument,
but the problem is that there's too much bloated power, and that is kind of, yes, there's like state sovereignty, like state by state, but at the same time, we still have like this abusive, coercive monopoly of violence that is the federal government of the United States.
The federal government of the United States
Really?
does not have a monopoly on violence.
Really? It doesn't?
No.
Really? Hey, Kyle, you look like you have something to say about this.
A monopoly on violence?
Yeah, it's called dollar hegemony, which is deteriorating before our eyes right now. But
if you go outside
yeah.
of America, there's no violence?
I mean, America almost owns like every part of the world. There's like 200 bases in all over the world, like for each country.
I've been to some of them. We don't own them. We rent the land. We're tenants in a lot of those places. I don't think the U.S.
Viewers,
has a monopoly
I
on
recommend a
violence.
book called The New Confessions of an Economic Hitman. It's a fun little journey to go down.
I don't think the federal
We're
government
getting
has
some
a monopoly
spicy
on
takes here
violence.
from both sides. I love it. Let's keep it
Well,
going.
it's a mutual respect. It's a debate that I've had many times, and I understand I may not understand everything about the nuances of the different perspectives that happen here. I don't think the federal government is the cause of violence, because violence has predated the U.S. federal government. Violence existed on a larger scale before fiat currency. When we were on a gold standard, there were more wars per capita, more war deaths per capita. So fiat currency did not cause war. The United States government does not have a monopoly on violence. You just have to open any history book to see that. It is reasonable to say that a lot of the wars and conflicts today, the U.S. government either started or has some contribution in or has played a part in. But a lot of the motives behind that are kind of clouded and due to political corruption primarily, both domestically and abroad. I don't know what I'm talking about, but this is a weird turn for a Bitcoin podcast. I think that
This is a Bitcoin podcast. This is very much a Bitcoin podcast.
I will say that I do believe in the separation of money and state. I think that is a noble purpose for Bitcoin. And even though I think the U.S. dollar will be around for a long time, I want to live in a jurisdiction that lets me use Bitcoin in the way that I want to use Bitcoin, free of regulation, or as free of regulation as we can get. And that's all I have to say about that. But I do respect the debate, and you are clearly very well read. And sounds like I need to pick up some. What's it called? What was the book?
The New Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
The New Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
Sounds
We're gonna pick
spicy.
that one up.
I will say this though. I do. I'm a Christian man. I do believe until we stop fighting with each other, we're never going to get anywhere, regardless if we have Bitcoin or not. So it's one of those things where, like, let's say hypothetically, we have, like what Phil is describing, like Texas and then let's say another state like, I don't know, Oklahoma or whatever, are both on a Bitcoin standard. And if we go to war with Oklahoma, like, there's no incentive there, both being Bitcoiner states, to be going to war with each other. I think once we get to a point to where we both realize that our incentives are aligned and we're much better working together than we are fighting each other, then I think that's how it works.
Where goods don't cross borders, armies will.
You know what I
Isn't it-
mean?
but, I mean,
that's
I
where
hear what you're saying, but, like-
I feel like that's where it needs to go.
Yeah.
Until we finally get to a point to where like maybe we get to like peace on earth one day. But I think you're right in a sense that, you know, the dollar didn't start violence. We've had violence from the early days, you know, cavemen, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was always like the corruption, money, and trying to like steal resources
But what I'm
from
trying
the other.
let me finish the last point, and then you can jump in. The last point I had was like, until we get to a point to where we just no longer are incentivized to fight each other, we're gonna keep fighting each other, and that's kind of how I see it. But that's where I
agree.
think everybody just has to pick up the Bible, man. Talks a lot
True
about
that.
this stuff. Yeah.
There's a lot of war in the Bible.
That's a big book.
Yeah, there's a lot of lessons to be learned too.
True.
That's a really big book.
It's worth it.
It's a low time preference book.
It's definitely
Very
a low
much
time
so.
preference book. I love that.
We had a big long conversation about God and religion the other night, and it was really interesting.
Kyle, nobody can
No one can hear you, Kyle. You have to come up here.
Kyle had a long discussion about God. The end.
Oh, is that
Was
it?
there more to that story?
It was just really interesting that we were talking about the differences.
Kyle, come here.
We can't hear you. These are dynamic mics. Yeah, we're not using
We're
condensers
giving
anymore.
Kyle
We've
a
stepped up.
dynamic mic to talk about God.
Stay here, Asher. I want you to stay here. This is a good conversation.
So I was just like a handful of us the other night that were sitting around talking about like the idea of like religion and its role in the future of humanity after after a hyper Bitcoinized standard. Because there was like kind of this general belief that once hyper Bitcoinization actually kind of reached its end state, that the kind of the mathematical analytical nature of Bitcoin likely wasn't enough to be the overarching value system that actually propelled humanity forward on its own. And the belief was that basically to fill like the half of the equation that is a moral standard, that religion fills that void. And we just went down this rabbit hole of my concern being like religion has been around for many thousands of years as well, and to that point that like humanity has always kind of been violent long before fiat. My concern is that like if you're looking for kind of that one overarching truth, like how do we solve for the fact that there isn't one overarching truth? Like Christians can believe that it is Christianity, but that doesn't solve for the fact that there are 8 billion people and many billions of them believe that the one truth is in the Quran, and many billions
I think
more.
this is
Hold
where
on,
I'm going
hold
to
on,
cut you
hold
off
on.
here
No,
real quick, because this is where like...
No, stop.
No,
No,
I'm going to keep talking.
Why are you grabbing my mic?
No, because you do this all the time. So it's like, let me finish my point,
Because
and then
everything that you're saying is completely wrong. And this is where people that don't go to church...
this is so. Listen, but this is what I'm trying to say is you haven't let me
Let's have
finish
friendly
the
debate.
point. So you have to end the whole conversation, and then you'll know what we're getting around
I already
to.
know what you're going to say.
No.
I hear it all the time.
You don't. So, anyways, we have this conversation about like what is the solution for if there are multiple religions that are being expressed all at once.
For the audience, you guys got this.
Car, come back. Oh, cool.
You can't take the mic, dude.
Well,
You know what I mean? It's a whole show.
it's yeah. So anyways,
Drama at PBS.
Somebody's butt hurt, but he does that all the time. He'll yell at you and be like, "Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point."
We are live.
We
Grab the mic. I'm the host of the show.
then don't cut off my points. It isn't your show.
It's our show.
Yes, there you go.
They talk about forgiveness in the Bible a lot.
Anyways, the
True.
long story short is that like I mean honestly at this point we're like a little bit beyond what the point of it was, but the idea that like most of us reached in conclusion was that there's this like capital T truth, and that some people believe it is in one religion and others believe it is in another religion, but that like at least what I've logically reached as the conclusion is that like I hope whatever the one T truth is, I hope I don't reach a point where the logical conclusion I reach upon reaching it is that like my one T truth leads me to believe that someone else's truth doesn't work for them. Like that
Yeah.
can't be right because it's not my God. And if it's not my God, it can't be God.
Everybody says, and like no one who goes to church believes that. This is where it's so stupid that he's talking about it. Like it's so dumb, dude. You know how dumb you sound right now? Like no one believes that at my church.
All right, cool. So anyways,
That's what I'm saying. Like these are the things that people we'll grab from movies and grab what other people say.
You're not on the microphone, Car. We can't hear you. These aren't directional microphones.
Condenser.
These aren't condenser microphones.
Well, guys, I gotta say, spoiler alert: we did not solve for world peace on PBS.
PBS. No,
What?
we
In
didn't.
the last hour.
So, anyways, I don't
think
even know
we
how
came
we
close.
got like way off subject because all I wanted to talk about was this.
Oh, your mic's going out.
That's good.
It's one step closer to world peace.
Yeah, one step closer to world
He's
peace.
back.
Kyle unplugs his microphone. So, anyways, there was this this one interesting thing that just like popped up during that conversation that night, which is all I really wanted to talk about. Which was we kind of had this little like two-person kind of misunderstanding back and forth about like that very fucking conversation I was just touching on, which is that like there's different belief systems that lead people to different truths, but that like ultimately are kind of the same truth, like leading you towards a closer relation with God. And that like that's great. And our friend Sean was like, he's like, I heard this theory outlined once, and somebody said there's an actual book you can read on this theory, which is that like there's like a 12 or 13 year period in Jesus's early history where he disappears. He just like he dips out in his 20s and nobody sees him again until he's 33 years old. And the theory is that like based on where he grew up, it's a very strong likelihood that he just found his way to India and like found Buddhism.
Wow.
And he like shows back up a total yogi. Because like you listen to what he starts preaching when he shows back up at 33, he literally sounds just like a yogi. So it's like whether God is speaking
You
through
just
him-
turned 33.
I did just turn 33. What do you know? But it's
That's
an
a magic
interesting
number.
theory because, I mean, he lived in a part of the world where it wouldn't have been very difficult to go meditate on a
33.
mountaintop for 15 months.
That's a magic
And,
number.
like, get really plugged into the Buddhist culture, which is, like, around for, at that point, like, thousands of years even before him. And then to come back and start preaching the word of God as a yogi, which is really interesting.
Wait, does that mean he time traveled in that 13 years?
What?
I don't know. I just heard like 1,000 years, so like maybe Jesus is a time traveler.
No, I'm saying that like Jesus like started like the religion that got built off of the preachings of Jesus, like Jesus was around thousands of years ago, but
Yes, like
yoga was around thousands
the
before him.
The inception of Jesus is in all religions. What you're saying?
The inception? No.
Jesus incepted Christianity in every like religion because like he went to study in India, and so like maybe Indian philosophy.
I'm simply stating that there are like truths within religion that exist within all religion.
Yes.
And that it was an interesting theory that at some point in Jesus' early youth, before he came back and started being like the spiritual kind of teacher that he was, like in his youth he was a carpenter, then he disappears for 12 years, and then he comes back and he's suddenly like the spiritual guru Jesus. And it's like it's an interesting theory that in those 12 years where he just disappeared, he just like wandered into India and found Buddhism.
I have to plead ignorance about the historicity of this, but it's certainly interesting to think about similarities between religions and across geographies and cultures. There are some common threads there. So, I mean, I don't know. I think just to circle back to Bitcoin for a second, there's an old phrase that's predates Bitcoin by quite some time. There's more to life than money.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, I think Bitcoin is just money. It's the best money we've ever had and probably will ever have. And I want to spend the rest of my life working on Bitcoin related things. But at the end of the day, it's just money. And I think it's belittling to the human condition to say that Bitcoin is going to touch on every aspect of the human condition. Money is very important, and it touches like every part of our lives in some way. But I think there's more to the human experience than just money.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
No, I agree. I think culture has a God-sized hole in it.
Culture has a God-sized hole in it.
Can that be the title of the
Humanity
episode?
or culture, like at large, for a long time has had a pretty godlike hole in the center of it.
Since the death of theocracy, essentially.
Yeah.
Well, theocracy in the West.
Yeah.
It's still
The
prevalent.
the
in
lacking of
East.
any truth, and I think Bitcoin helps in cultivating a new breed of culture of man of people. And you can have all these entrepreneurs that rise to the top, but no matter how much wealth they accrue, what do they do with that wealth? and who are they as people, and how are they going to responsibly use that? Like they can either go like good or evil, you know. And so
That's
I think
true.
I think Bitcoin kind of grounds society.
Cardi,
It
you want
does-
your
I was
microphone
talking
back?
to I met a fellow at Bitcoin Takeover today who's a carpenter, and he makes like very high end vinyl record players and other like one off products, and he was saying that his interest in Bitcoin is that he sees it as a way to bring about a renaissance of like the craftsman, like low time preference things that when you buy something, it shouldn't be like a plastic piece of garbage. You should buy things with the intention that like your grandchildren are going to inherit it, and it should be like when possible, your everyday purchases should be considered investments.
Wow.
And I thought that was interesting because it made sense that Bitcoin is like low time preference money, and it makes sense that if your savings is in Bitcoin and you're spending your low time preference money, you should be purchasing low time preference things with it, which would include like higher quality materials, and I think that's like also been a trend that's been going on for like 300 years plus, maybe not that long, depends on where you are, but like the trend towards instant gratification, reduction in quality of materials, and just like I don't know, it's something about culture I think that's shifted, and I hope, I don't know if it's going to happen, but I hope that Bitcoin does bring about a return to higher quality
Everything?
everything.
Yeah, dude, I just said that the other day. It's like I honestly, one of the things I hope we see at least some inroads on in our lifetime would be like a change in the way that art gets produced.
There's an awesome Bitcoiner in LA called Brecky, and like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
works
Brecky
for-
von Bitcoin, dude.
Brecky
Yeah.
von Bitcoin. He works for Swan Bitcoin.
Dude, we just like a
And
fucking banana duct tape to a wall doesn't cut it, bro. I'm
He's
like,
making marble statues. Like he like taught himself how, like I don't think he like went to marble statue school, but like he just like at night, and he posts on Twitter all the time
Yeah.
I see it.
about like the different chisel he bought, and like he posts all the blemishes in all of his work, and he made like a kick-ass sculpture of like the Bitcoin bee that had like all kinds of neat features in it, and I think he's working on something that looks like an eyeball now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just legit though, because who in 2022 is going home and telling their parents, you know, mom and dad, I want to be a marble sculptor when I grow up. That's just something that we don't have today. That probably used to be a lot more common.
Well, some money like affords people to not have their savings, or first it allows them to have savings, and what savings they have isn't just obliterated because of inflation. And so what you're able to do is preserve your time and actually build beautiful things and put in all your time and energy and care into it, and then that is what yields the quality that you'll really end up seeing in everyday goods. When people bitch about the quality of plastic, whatever crap they use, and they have to end up breaking it, it's planned obsolescence, because that is just the quarterly target you need to meet, because everything is just running on the same fiat clock. And when you actually put time and effort into something to make it last long, you'll have this money that can buy you a lot, but you'll ironically end up buying less because the quality of what you buy is going to be better.
Planned
and it'll make you,
obsolescence.
that's
That's
it's
the
a
feature
sad,
we need
sad
to
thing.
remove from
Yeah,
society.
Planned
We do.
obsolescence is gross. All right, so hey, we're not doing dinner tonight at our normal like post spot. Car, I'm talking to you here. We're not.
Car,
doing,
you're up, buddy.
We're not.
Asher, shill all your stuff.
We're not.
I enjoyed this
we're gonna
conversation.
wrap this up.
Thanks, man.
Cool. You got a date? Car's got a date.
Car's a player.
Good for Car.
Dope.
Beating all of us to the scene.
Well, it's been great being in Austin and meeting you guys. This is my first time in the city as a Bitcoiner, and I gotta say, there's just a ton of love here from the Pleb Hackathon, Pleb Lab Hackathon, all the guys at Unchained in the Bitcoin Commons, all the projects at Pleb Lab, Stacker News, Lightning Escrow. Shout out to all those people. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. So just super bullish on everything that's happening here, and I think I'm planning on spending some more time here in the near future. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I gotta say thanks for the hospitality, guys. This has been awesome.
Of course, dude.
And,
Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, I got a couple days left in town, so let's make the most of it.
Hell yeah.
All right, I think that's it, folks. We'll see you next time. Phil, you gonna sing us?
Oh, you're going to let me sing? I don't have a song in my head right now.
All right. No song it is.
Broom song.
The broom song.
Broom.